युहन्तः प्रविश्यं वाचं मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वकादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञा भक्तिविनीतयः युक्तिश्चापि व्रताः सत्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Start from 22. स्वाज्ञानज्ञानहेतु जगदुदयलयो सर्वसाधारणौ स्तः जीवेश्वास्वर्णगर्भम् इति जगुः पूयते स्वप्रबोधे विश्वं ब्रह्मण्यबोधे जगति पुनरिदं हूयते ब्रह्म यद्वत् सुक्तौ रौप्यं च रौप्येऽधिकरणमथवा हूयते न्योन्यमोहात् तुच्छत्वान्न सदासीत् गगनकुसुमवत् भेदकं नो सदासीत् किन्त्वाभ्यामन्यदासीत् व्यवहृति गतिसन्नासलोकस्तदानीम् किन्त्वर्वागेव शुक्तौ रजतपदपरो नो विराट् व्योमपूर्वः शर्मण्यात्मन्यथैतत् कुहकसलिलवत् किं भवेदावरीवः बन्धो जन्मात्ययात्मा यदि न पुनरभूत् तर्हि मोक्षोऽपि नासीत् यद्वद्रात्रिर्दिनं वा न भवति तरणौ किन्तु दृग्दोषयेषः अप्राणं शुद्धमेकं समभवदथ तद् मायया कर्तृसंज्ञम् तस्मादन्यच्च नासीत् परिवृतमजया जीवभूतं तदेव प्रागासीद्भावरूपं तम इति तमसा गूढमस्मादतर्क्यम् क्षीरान्तर्यद्वदम्भः जनिरिह जगतो नामरूपात्मकस्य कामाद्धातुस्य सृक्षोः अनुगतजगतः कर्मभिः सम्प्रवृत्तात् रेतो रूपैर्मनोभिः प्रथममनुगतैः सन्ततैः कार्यमाणैः चत्वारोऽस्याः कपर्दाः युवतिरथ भवेन्नूतना नित्यमेषा मायाः वा पेशला स्यात् अघटनघटना पाटवं याति यस्मात् स्यादारम्भे घृतास्या श्रुतिभववयुनान्येवमाच्छादयन्ती तस्यामेतौ सुपर्णाविव परपुरुषौ तिष्ठतोऽर्थप्रतीत्या. In the discussion session of the last class, Pratiksha was asking me a very simple question. He asked, what is the etymological derivation of Maya? So I said, I have to look into it and then only I will be able to tell you. So I made some effort. See, we can give various descriptions to Maya. In fact, immediately, so Justice Sri Krishna was saying, Ya Ma Sa Maya. So that is stated by Bhagavad Pada in his commentary. That is a description of what it is. This etymological derivation seems to be little complicated. So I did something, and I thought I will commence this class by sharing what I was able to find out. Okay. So this Maya, so this is the Shabda. So normally when we say etymological derivation, we try to trace it to some root. So and then we try to find out how the word gets formed. Sometimes it is simple, sometimes it becomes a little tricky, but people have made attempts to trace it. So here there is an interesting sutra, Unadi Sutra, which has been stated in the Koshas. So the sutra goes like this. I will tell, you repeat, so then we will see what it is. Machhasasishu bhyoyaha. Machhasasisu bhyoyaha. Now you can guess. Yaha, from the sutra style, so you can see that yaha is the suffix which is going to get fixed. And initially it starts with ma. And then there are a few other verbs which have been listed here. See, ma, cha, sasi, su, bhyaha. There are 4 things which are listed here. So for all these, the suffix ya will get added. This is what the sutra says. Now let us try to understand this maya. So then the most familiar word will be chaya. Okay. So there you can see ma cha. So then comes a little difficult. So that has to do with shas, and then the other thing has to do with shwing. Okay. So first let us understand this ma. Ma, mang, mane, we can just take. It has to do with measure. Measure means, I think, some input, some knowledge. Okay, you can just take it that way. So we have the word ma. And then after ma, so as per the sutra, so we have this getting fixed. See, ya gets tagged to it. Okay, yaha, ya pratyaya. So then, because it is Strilinga, there will be one more thing called top. Okay, so that will come. Then you will get the form maya. So what do we do without this derivation? So we just have a general description. Okay, what is its nature, what is to be done. So it has to be sort of, it is worthy of discarding. Ya, ma, sa, maya. I mean, that is a very, very useful way of understanding. So what its nature is and what has to be done in handling it and so on. So when it comes to this derivation, so this is what it is. So miyate aparokshavat pradarsyate anaya. So this is how we generally understand. Aparokshavat pradarsyate. So a magician's role, in fact, maya, avidya, these 2 words, though they are interchangeably used. So from the word itself, you get a feel. So avidya means something which tries to hide something. So maya is something which tries to project itself as a different thing. Okay, so that is why we say there are 2 aspects to it. One is this vikshepa shakti, the other is avarana shakti. So when you want to convey the idea that it hides something, you just use avidya. So when you want to show that it is sort of projecting something as another thing, you call it as maya. So this is the general. So that is why we say mayavi. Even these magicians, we call them as mayavi. So he tries to present something which is not actually there. So that is how the word maya comes. So this derivation will be aparokshavat pradarshyate. This vat pratyaya means as if it is there. Okay, aparokshavat pradarshyate, as if it is something which is in front of your eyes, but it is not there. So you see the mirage, so as if something is there, but it is not there. Okay, that is what is intended. See, tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha in Bhagavata. So tejo vari mridam, that is a beautiful example. Normally we tell with two things. In fact, there is another interesting derivation which one can present for Maya. So this I got only with the help of some grammarian with whom I was trying to discuss. So he was saying that this you may not find in the dictionaries, but this is also a way by which you can try to arrive at the Maya Shabda. So that is what he was saying. So he says that as I was thinking, so from this, so in Bhagavata first shloka, we have Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. So Tejaha vari mrit. There are three things. Vinimaya means one thing gets mingled with the other, or one thing is misunderstood to be the other. So this is what is called Vinimaya. Vinimaya generally we use exchange. Okay, so barter is also called Vinimaya. So one thing is taken for other. Okay, in a broader sense. So this is what Vinimaya means. So Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayaha. So Tejaha presents as vari. And vari will present as mrit. Mrit means kacha, basically some solid matter. So you can think of crystal, you can think of glass and so on. So this will also present as if it is a water. So if there is a glass, so this is, I mean, we have Mahabharata also, we have descriptions. So these fellows mistake something to be something and then fall into that. So this is what it is. So this Vinimayaha, the word actually Vinimaya comes from a different root. This is called Meng dhatu. So from which, I mean, you can add Vini and then we will get Vinimaya. So that is another derivation which one can think of for Maya. So this is how it is. So Ma, and then we have a suffix called Ya, and then we have top pratyaya, another suffix which will give you the form Maya. Having understood this, similarly we can think of Chaya. So where does it stem from? So this stems from the root Cho Chedane. So Cho Chedane is the Chedanam means severing something, cutting off. Okay. Now what has Chaya got to do with cutting off? So it basically severs the race. Okay. So that is how you have to understand. Cho Chedane. So Atapat. Okay. So Chenati. So that rays which are coming is being chopped off by this, and then we get a shelter. So this is how Chedhat. So Cho Chedane. From that you get this word Chaya. Okay. In fact, Chati, Chenati. Okay. Suryadehe Atapadikam Dahadikam iti Chaya. Okay. Nashayati. That is how you have to understand. In fact, so if one wants to get into this itself is a big ocean. Okay. So Nighantu. So there are so many Nighantus which have been written by these people. Amazing to see. So this Raja Nighantu, etc. If you look at, this is all mind-boggling work that has been done. So based on the kind of usages these words have had, and what are the gunas, what are the doshas, and so on and so forth. In fact, for Chaya itself, so they will say what are the qualities of it. So Madhuratvam, Shitalatvam, so Dahash Shrama Haratvancha Ete Guna. They will go on list and then say these are the gunas of this, these are the doshas of this, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so that is something. So Chaya. And we have this Shaswapne, Shuni Abhishave. So these are the other two things which are listed in the sutra, about which I will not get into much. So now the derivation of the word Maya has been presented to you. Okay. So the etymological derivation. Now we can move on. So I think we can move on to the other verse. See, there was another question. So, in fact, he was asking, Etau parapurushau tishtatortha pratitya. So, Prasad was Prasadaha Prishtavan. Etau ityanena kim bodhyete. So, parapurushau bodhyete. Parapurushaha. In fact, the word can be derived in many ways. See, paraschaso purushaha. So, yes, we can form various kinds of compounds. But here we take Paramatma, Jivatma. So, these are the two entities. Okay. We'll come to that. I think in the context of explaining this verse, we can get into that. Let us get into the next verse. Ekastatrastya sangaha.
Ekastatrasya sangaha. Ekastatrasya sangaha.
Tadanu tadaparaha.
Tadanu tadaparaha. Tadanu tadaparaha.
Ajnana sindhum pravishtaha.
Ajnana sindhum pravishtaha. Ajnana sindhum pravishtaha.
Vismrityatmasvarupam.
Vismrityatmasvarupam. Vismrityatmasvarupam.
Savividha jagadakaram.
Savividha jagadakaram. Savividha jagadakaram.
Abhasamikshat.
Abhasamikshat. Abhasamikshat.
Buddhyantaryavadaikshat.
Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat.
Visrjati tamaja.
Visrjati tamaja. Visrjati tamaja.
Sopi tameva mekaha.
Sopi tameva ekaha.
Sopi tameva mekaha. Tavad viprastamekam.
Tavad viprastamekam. Tavad viprastamekam.
Kathamapi bahudha.
Kathamapi bahudha. Kathamapi bahudha.
Kalpayanti svavagbihi.
Kalpayanti svavagbihi. Kalpayanti svavagbihi.
Once again. Ekastatrastya sangaha.
Ekastatrasya sangaha.
Ekastatrastya sangaha. Tadanu tadaparo jnanasindhum pravishtaha. Tadanu tadaparo jnanasindhum pravishtaha. Tadanu tadaparo jnanasindhum pravishtaha. Vismrityatmasvarupam.
Vismrityatmasvarupam. Vismrityatmasvarupam.
Savividha jagadakaramabhasamikshat.
Savividha
jagadakaramabhasamikshat. Savividha jagadakaramabhasamikshat. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat.
Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat.
Visrjati tamaja sopi tameva mekaha.
Visrjati tamaja sopi tameva mekaha. Visrjati tamaja sopi tameva mekaha.
Tavad viprastamekam.
Tavad viprastamekam. Tavad viprastamekam.
Kathamapi bahudha kalpayanti svavagbihi.
Kathamapi bahudha kalpayanti svavagbihi. Kathamapi bahudha kalpayanti svavagbihi.
So in the previous verse, so he was mentioning Suparnaviva Parapurushau Tishtataha Artha Pratitya. So basically this verse is a continuity of the flow of the idea that has been presented in the end of the previous verse. Suparnaviva, so obviously those who have studied a little bit of Upanishads, So this will immediately ring the mantra Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parishasva Jate Tayoranyah Pippalam Svadvatti Anashnannanyo Abhichakashiti Samane Vrikshe Purusho Nimagnaha Anishaya Shochati Muhyamanaha Jushtam Yada Pasyatyanyamisham Asya Mahimanamiti Vita Shokaha. In fact, this verse seems to be so conveying whatever that has been conveyed in those two mantras. We will see how it is. So he basically says, Ekaha Trastya Sangaha. Ekaha Tatra Asti Asangaha Tadanu Tadaparaha Ajnana Sindhum Pravishtaha. So this is basically a beautiful description of what is happening within this person. This person basically fluctuates into various moods over a day, and sometimes it can be within a short frame, 1 hour itself, or it can be within a few minutes itself. There could be a lot of fluctuations in the mind. As a result, so he may immediately feel that he can achieve too many things when there is enthusiasm. And then when some other thought comes, he feels that he is useless fellow, okay, good for nothing. So all these kinds of things keep fluctuating. So here the Upanishad basically tries to present in a metaphorical way that there are two entities who are residing in this physical frame. So one entity it describes as Para, the other entity it describes as Purusha, as far as this verse goes. These are the two terms that have been employed. We can call it Jiva, we can call it Paramatma. So whatever we want, we can call it. So here, this mantra, which is found in Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya in Mundakopanishad, so has been summarized by Acharya in a slightly different way and in a beautiful Sragdhara meter. Tasyam yetau suparnaviva parapurushau tishtataha. Okay. So how does the Upanishad present? It says you consider a vriksha, okay, and in the vriksha, as if two birds have come to dwell for a short while. Okay. So similarly, one has to understand this Jiva Paramatmano. Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayau. Sayujau is a very interesting phrase that has been used by this Upanishad. So which means they are inseparable. Why is he using this word inseparable? Because there are actually no two entities. So I was reminded of an interesting thing. Initially when I was studying, so how can you think of two fellows? So I was actually working in one campus of Madras University. Okay, there are some 3-4 campuses were there. So this particular campus will house a few departments. Okay, and therefore they had to have a director for this campus. So what is usually done is, one of the head of the departments will be called, okay, and then he will be asked to take the charge of a director. So now I was thinking, so this is when I was studying, okay, so I just had this, okay, in my mind. So this person, head of the department, he has to write to himself, okay, so that I am on leave from this day to this day, I may be kindly permitted. So he will go and sit in the director's seat and then he will sign, okay, sanction. You understand? So it is the same fellow who is a faculty. So he is the head, he is also the director, okay. So the same fellow. And here also, we have somebody in charge as dean. So this is how things happen. So it is one entity, the entity is one. But then depending upon So how he conceives himself, the Shruti says that he may be either described as Jiva or described as Paramatma. Okay. So this Jivasya Jiva Bhava should be essentially dropped. And then he himself turns into Paramatma. So this is the idea that has been conveyed here. Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayav Samanam Vriksham Parishasva Jate. Samanam Vriksham Parishasva Jate. Samanam Vriksham means the same thing. So here, how do we understand that in the context of this Jiva Paramatma? So this Vriksha, which has been stated in this Upanishad, should be understood as this mortal frame that we have picked up. So this mortal frame that has been picked up by us is due to karma, as we saw. And having picked up this frame, so there is a certain conscious being which is dwelling in this frame. And this conscious being, so when he feels that he is a useless and so on and so forth, so then you should describe him as Jiva. The moment he realizes that these are all only adhyasas which I have superimposed upon myself, so then this individual itself, whom we call as Jiva, should be described as Jivan Mukta. Okay, so he is same as Paramatma. So this is what we need to understand. So Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parishasva Jate. This word Parishasva Jate is also a very interesting usage. So it has to do with embracing. In fact, Parishvangaha. See, so this Parishasva Jate. So it is basically Pari is the Upasarga and Shvanja is the Dhatu, and that has the form. See this Sasvajate. See, Sasvajate is a dual. Okay, lit prayoga. So Parishasvajate, Parishasvajate. But Adi Shankaracharya, when he tries to comment, so he says Parishvaktavantau. So this is how he writes. So what is in lit has been written to us as lat. Okay, this is something which is common in Veda, one has to understand. In fact, we have a famous mantra, Sadadhara Prithivindya Mute Mang Kasmi Devaya Havisha Vidhema. See, Dadhara means it is something which is past. So he was sustaining the world. Now the question can be, does he sustain now or not? So this lit prayoga should be understood as lat. Okay, so it may be sort of using interchangeably. This is something which we find in the Vedic literature. Okay, so that is some incidental comment. So Samanam Vriksham Parishasva Jate. Why is this body described as Vriksha? So there Bhagavad Pada says Vrikshamiva Uchcheda Samanyat Shariram. Uchcheda Samanya means it has some lifetime. Suppose there is a tsunami, so many of them will be uprooted. Okay, so Uchcheda means so they live for a short while. Similarly, the Sharira so has a short period, so for which it will be dwelling in this form in this universe. Okay, so this is why he uses the metaphor Vriksha, Samanam Vriksham. So Ekam Vriksham Parishasva Jate. Okay, so then Tayoranyaha Pippalam Swadvati. So Anyaha means one among them. Of the two, one among them, Pippalam Swadu Ati. So this Pippalam is in this Bhasha, we use the word people tree. The people tree means what is it called? It's called banyan. Arasamaram. What is in English?
People tree.
People tree. Oh, people tree. Oh, I see. Okay. So Pippalaha. Okay. So Pippalaha, if you use it in Pullinga, it refers to Vriksha. But when you use it in Napumsaka, Pippalam. Okay. So that the derivation is basically from Pa. So piyate. Okay. So piyate means something, literally it means something which you consume, drink. So which means you experience. So therefore this pippalam, so then there is a suffix called alach. So you have to get the form anyway. So basically it refers to jalam. I mean, that is how the koshas describe. But in this context, what one has to take is karma phalam. Okay. So pippalam means karma phalam. See, karma nishpannam sukha dukkha lakshanam phalam pippalam. Okay. Karma lakshanam sukha dukkha. Okay. Sukha dukkha lakshanam. See, karma nishpannam. So that is something which we need to understand. So essentially karma phalam. So what he says is, this individual, as long as he has not understood his own true nature, he undergoes a continuous cycle of sukha and dukkha. And this experience is out of karma. So that is what is swadu, pippalam, swadvati, atti means eats. Eats here means experiences. Swadu atti. Swadu means tastiness. Okay. So what is this swadu here? So Shankara Bhagavad Pada here says, Aneka vichitra vedana swadarupam. Aneka vichitra vedana swadarupam. So this is vichitra vedana is what is we are experiencing now. Aneka vichitra vedana swadarupam karma phalam. So this vichitra vedana, in fact, so the swadu. So if you go to his house, okay, and he gives only curd rice, okay, to fill your stomach, will you call it swadu? So only if you have a buffet, some 208 items should be there. Okay, you will touch 28 items. You will consume only 8 items. So the rest will be thrown. So then you call swadu. So this buffet. So that is why Adi Shankaracharya. So only when there is a variety, there is a swadu. See, this we need to understand. So in our culture, so if somebody tries to say, what is this meaningless and so on, then you should say, you shut up. You don't understand. Okay. So variety is very important for something to be described as swadu. Here we have a variety of experiences. So that is what he says. Aneka vichitra vedana swadarupam. See, pippalam swadu atti. Then he says, anashnannanyaha abhijakashiti. How do we understand this? See, you will be undergoing various kind of mental states. Okay. But you also see that you were in that state then, now you are in a different state. Okay. So who is the witness now? So though you identify yourself as a dukhi then, though you identify yourself as a sukhi then, so though you identify yourself as a useless fellow then, so though you may identify now yourself as, so I have achieved something as a person who has a lot of success. So there is a witness who is able to see all these states. So it is this person who we call as Sakshi, I think, which we referred to earlier in one of the verses. So that is the person who is described as Para. So in the previous verse we have Para Purushau. So the Para is the witness Sakshi who is able to see all these various states which are undergone by you. So in which you had various kinds of experiences. So the one who is able to witness this, you describe as this Atman. So here in this verse you will see Ekastatrastya Sangaha. It is the Parapurusha who is witnessing. The moment you say Sakshi, you are not tying yourself to the experiences. So you are the witness of those experiences. So this abstract entity you describe as Para. So Ekastatrastya Sangaha. So Tatra here refers to, So you should not understand this tatra refers to only some location, physical location somewhere. Okay. So when you even discuss about 2-3 things, so then you will say there. So there means among the things which we described. Okay. Here tatra means among the 2 things, among the para and purusha. Ekas tatrastya sangaha. One person is asangaha. Okay. So the asanga purusha, the sakshi, the nature of sakshi is he should not take any of these sides. So then only you can be a sakshi. So if you are a friend of some fellow, then you cannot be a sakshi. Okay. So that is how you need to understand. Ekas tatrastya sangaha. Tadanu, you should take it later. Tadaparo ajnana sindhum pravishtaha. The other fellow, ajnana sindhum pravishtaha. So he has delved deep into the ocean of ajnana. Okay. Tadanu tadaparo jnana sindhum pravishtaha. So what does he do? Vismritya atmaswarupam. Forgetting the true nature of oneself. So atmanaha yat swarupam. What is the swarupam? Sachidananda rupatvam. See, Chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. See, that has been the proclamation of all these people. So this Chidananda rupatvam, which is the swarupa of this Atman, having forgotten that. Okay. Vismrityatmaswarupam savividha jagadakaramabhasamaikshat. See, vividha jagadakaram abhasam aikshat. This abhasa can be understood in 2-3 ways. So, but you just take it as illusion. No, it has various meanings. Vividha. So, vividha jagadakaram. Okay. So this jagat, I think, is a metaphor which is used for the various kinds of experiences. Okay. So vividha jagadakaram, the swadu, whatever was described in that. So that is what is basically vividha jagadakaram abhasamikshat. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. I am reminded of a verse here. See, this later he says, the one who is able to transcend this buddhya. Buddhya means basically the knowledge that arises by the study of the scriptures and contemplating what has been stated. So a certain dawn takes place. Okay. So, and in that Suryodaya, whatever happens, a flash that occurs, oh, what is all this? I have been pondering over something which is absolutely unworthy of pondering. So, this is what one tries to say, buddhya. See, in Tamil ever solva, buddhi enida varmo thella. So, when will you get buddhi means what? See, to drop things which are worthless of worrying about. Okay? Worthless of pursuing. Worthless of worrying. So then you use the word buddhi. So buddhi is anyway there, but some kind of synaptic function has to take place so that the right ideas come. Okay. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat antaha yavadaikshat. So that is what even this mantra says, no? Paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhus tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman kaschit dhirah pratyagatmanamaikshat avritta chakshuhu amritattvam icchan. Avritta chakshuhu is a metaphor. Gandhiji says, don't see bad things, don't hear, and even if you hear, just drop it. See? So these are the things. Okay. So avritta chakshuhu amritattvam icchan. There should be a larger purpose which defined for the life. Then I think all these things will fall in place. See, but if you are just after something, in fact there is a nice verse. Bhartrihari says, तुंगम वेश्म सुताः सतामभिमताः संख्यातिगाः सम्पदः कल्याणी दयिता वयश्च नवमित्यज्ञानमूढो जनः मत्वा विश्वमनश्वरं निविशते संसारकारागृहे सन्दृश्य क्षणभङ्गुरं तदखिलं धन्यस्तु संन्यस्यति. So that is what is essentially being stated here. See, I'll come back to that. Buddhyantasryavadaikshat visrijati tamaja sopi tamevamekaha buddhya antaha. So when he turns towards insight, who am I? This is what some people say. Okay, nanyar vicharam. So you just turn yourself. Okay, buddhyantaryavadaikshat. Yavat means as much as he turns focus towards this. Okay, yavadaikshat. What is the connection that I have towards other things? Okay, so this kind of thoughts have to be ignited in the mind. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. So then what happens? Visrijati. Visrijati means leaves and goes away. Okay. Visrijati. What visrijati? So visrijati, drops and goes means something has to run away from somebody, right? So here, in fact, a very, very interesting usage here. See, visrijati tamaja. See, this has to be understood as tam aja. Okay? Tam aja visrijati. So, aja here means that maya. Okay? So, tam aja visrijati. Sopi tam. Sopi tam visrijati. Okay? So, this api, I think you should understand this way. Suppose, okay, you are after somebody. Assume. Okay. So you are after somebody. Now something happens. So that fellow drops. Okay. So and then tries to sever from you. And that girl drops severe from you. Now that can happen from one side. If it happens on one side, there is a big problem. If it happens on both sides, then there is no problem. Okay. So that girl has left, this fellow cannot leave. So what will you do? Okay. So there are such cases. Okay. Buddhyantaryavad. No, something happened. That's why I'm saying. So there is a fellow here. So who was just sharing a few days back a very, very serious problem. He said, sir, I have to come and discuss with you. I have to come and discuss with you. Please give me some time. Please give me some time. I was really worried what was the issue. So then, this was the issue. So one way separation, the other way separation does not take place. Then there is a big problem. So that is what he is saying. So visrijati tam. So tam visrijati, tam aja visrijati. Tam. So this what you have to understand here is this api, you should perhaps put it the other way around. This person, as he gets enlightened, what is all this? Okay. So he will drop. Okay. But the maya grabs means, what will you do? So therefore Acharya says, tamapi aja visrijati. Means this maya tries to probe him. Okay. Tempt him. This fellow says, I will not be prompted. Okay. So in fact, there is an interesting thing in this. You have in Bhagavad Gita, no? Yada samharate chayam kurmonganiva sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratisthita vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. This is what is conveyed here. You have to understand. So, Vishaya Vinivart Yada Samharate Chayam. Means as this person turns inward, his liking for other things goes off. There the simile is as the tortoise, okay, so takes all its limbs into it. Yada samharate chayam kurmaha anganiva sarvashaha. Okay, so from all temptations he is able to protect himself. Kurmonganiva sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratisthita. So the next verse is more interesting. Okay. So that is why I said, see this next verse, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinah. So that's where, so this fellow tries to do, those things come and tempt, what will you do? So this happens, no? So you try to dissuade yourself, but that fellow keeps on persuading. So then what will you do? You don't want to go there, okay? But that fellow keeps on coming. So then there is a possibility that you may be tempted. So that is what he is trying to say. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtuha nivartate. So that may do a few times, but then it will automatically see. There is no point in going to. This Maya will feel there is no point in approaching this fellow. He is not going to be tempted. So let us leave. Okay. So that is what he is saying. See, ajapi tam visrijati. So even the Maya so cannot do anything. Buddhyan, so that only requires that buddhi, firm conviction. Okay. So otherwise you will be just carried. That is how many people commit mistakes. So initially they feel that there is a sense of goodness in them. But when they look at this, so they are tempted. Okay. So I have several experiences, people say this. So initially I was also like this only. So but then after seeing all these fellows, everyone is corrupt. So I also felt that I should be. Okay. So buddhyantaryavadikshad visarjati tamaja svopi tameva mekaha tam. So finally what happens? Ekaha. So the jiva part is gone. So this fellow alone remains. Ekaha. Okay. So that ekatva has dawned in him. So idam sarvam yadayam atma. So that vision has dawned. And therefore he can only see sarvam brahmamayam, like Sadashiva Brahmendra. That is his state. Ekaha. So that particular entity, okay, so Atman is Brahman. So different people describe differently. Okay, Upanishads describe differently. It may be presenting itself in various forms, Krishna, Rama, Muruga, whatever. Okay. Ta tad vipraha tamekam. That particular one entity, bahudha kalpayanti svavagbihi. So they describe that one entity in many different ways. Vipraha. Bahudha kalpayanti svavagbihi. Svavagbihi bahudha kalpayanti. Vipraha means learned people. So the other verse which I was saying, see, so that is, what did I say? Tungam veshma sutas satam abhimataha. Tungam veshma. So this person, see, initially the point is, so unless you get this vision, so you are always driven by some sort of desire to become this, to become that, and so on and so forth. So Tungam Veshma, I need to have a palatial house. Okay, I read some time back that this Ambani was building several floors, okay, in his building only for car parking. Understand? Several floors, a huge place. So Tungam Veshma, I want a palatial house. Sutasatam Abhimataha Sankhyaatigas Sampadaha. Sankhyaatigas Sampadaha is a beautiful usage. So how much wealth do you need?
Countless.
Countless. Which goes beyond count. Sankhyaatigas Sampadaha. In fact, one of the presidents of one of the oil company, so MNCs, So he used to come to class for some time. So he was once sharing with me, sir, so last year we had this profit. Before that we had this. So I have been managing to show much higher profit. So we aimed only at some nx, okay, if x is the profit. Now that n is a much large we have got, so n plus 5, okay, n plus 5x is the profit this year, it just happened. So even then that fellow, this year he fixes. If it were only nx, he would have just placed n plus 2x this year. But then now it is n plus 5x. Even then he wants to fix. So I don't know where it is going to end. Idam sankhyatika sampadaha. See, artham anartham bhavaya nityam. Okay, so that is the nature of that. We have to be extremely careful. Sankhyatika sampadaha kalyani daita. See, so daita means beloved. Okay. So in fact, I distinctly remember one. Sometimes I pick up some conversation with the crew members. In international flight, you may have to travel 7 hours, 8 hours, and sometimes more than that. Once some fellow was saying, okay, sir, I am doing all this because I want to have a Kalyani wife. So she should be attracted. And he was just describing something. Anyway, Kalyani daita vayascha navamiti ajnana mudho janaha matva vishvam anashwaram nivishate. Vishwam anashwaram matva. So this is something which is going to be there permanently with me. Okay, this kind of a feeling. So Vishwam Anashwaram Nivishate. So once you fix certain things, it is a very big danger. Somehow I have to get her. Somehow I have to get this position. So if you really fix into that, there is nothing wrong in making efforts. But if you just fix that, so if you are really hankering for it, okay, then you land into serious trouble. Okay. Matva vishvam anashwaram nivishate samsara karagrihe. Karagriham is a beautiful usage. Okay. He enters into the jail, gets himself locked. In fact, it happened. There are many people and our own relatives who felt that that business has to go only this way. So it was not going that way. So many people tried to explain to them. So please don't bother, please don't bother. And finally he hanged himself. There are many such fellows. This is samsara karagrihe. So you fix something into your mind. Okay. So then he says sandrishya kshanabhanguram tadakhilam dhanyastu sanyasyati. This is how he puts it. Okay. So if you are really blessed, then you come out of it. That is what is being said. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. See, the previous part said, see, vividha jagadaakaram abhasamaikshat. This abhasa is something which is what is described there. So you are just carried away one after the other. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. Once you really start contemplating, visrijati tamaja sopi tameva mekaha tavad viprastamekam. So you can choose any particular form. There is nothing wrong. So this jnana so gets dawned. Okay. So through you can choose any form. Doesn't matter. Bahudha kalpayanti svavakbhihi. Svavakbhihi bahudha kalpayanti. In fact, this is something which has been so beautifully stated. I described the first mantra of this Mundakopanishad. The second mantra actually goes samane vrikshe purusho nimagnaha anishaya shochati muhyamanaha jushtam yada pasyatyanyamisham asya mahimanamiti vita shokaha. So what does that mantra say? Saha vita shoko bhavati. In fact, there is a beautiful description which Bhagavad Pada gives in that mantra. I think it is worth reading at least a few sentences of that commentary. It's very beautifully written. So let me see. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagnaha anishaya shochati muhyamanaha. So without proper understanding, Anishaya shochati means he really gets entangled, okay, from which he is unable to come out. Okay, so that is described as a state. See, this, there are two terms in English. One is something called helplessness. The other is called hopelessness. So if you keep on worrying, see, as Dr. Srinath was saying the other day, if you keep on worrying, okay, that I don't get sleep, even if I put pills, if I get sleep or not, I don't know. So if you keep on worrying, then there is no hope for getting sleep. So this helplessness may lead to hopelessness if you keep worrying too much. So this helplessness has to be left to somebody. See, that is the wisdom that we have. So everybody is helpless under various circumstances. But if you just take it too much upon yourself, you will be anyway not able to handle. So therefore we have a beautiful system which has been established, in which you go and then leave it to somebody. See? So then you will have a lot of hope. Otherwise you will become hopeless, then there is nothing, gone, you are finished. See, here there is a beautiful description which I found very interesting. Even as I was reading 25 years back, I was finding it very interesting. Acharya here says, Ataha anishaya nakasjid samarthoham nakasjid samarthoham. I am fit for nothing. Nakasjid samarthoham. Then Putro mama vinashtaha, my son has gone. Mrita me bharya, kim me jivitena, what is the point in myself living anymore? Okay, there's a beautiful description of various thoughts which kill people. Okay, so that is what he says. So, ityevam, kim me jivitena ityevam dina bhavaha anisha. Taya shochati santapyate muhyamanaha anekaihi anartha prakaraihi avivekitaya antaschintamapadyamanaha, drowned into worries. Okay, antaschintamapadyamanaha sayevam pretatrilyang manushyadiyonishu ajavanjavi bhavamapannaha. This is a beautiful usage. Ajavanjavi bhavam apannaha. So this was not clear. Okay, this word. So Anandagiri comes to rescue us. Okay. So Ajavanjavi bhavam apannaha. The word Java we have understood as generally speed, Vega. So Javaha is speed. This is one meaning. But here Anandagiri says Ajavam means Anavaratam. Okay, Javi bhavam, Nikrishta bhavam. Okay, Anavaratam Nikrishta bhavam. The continuous feeling that he is useless fellow. Okay, total depression. See, Ajavanjavi bhavam. This is one meaning. The other meaning that he gives is taking the normal, well-known meaning for Java. So he says, Anavaratam, see, Karmavayu prerititaya javi bhavam kshaipri bhavam apannaha. This is another thing. We have no time for anything. Okay, driven by one after the other. Okay, so this is another kind of a problem. Okay, Ajamunjavi bhav. See, I am just reminded of a very interesting lecture. I was just interested in knowing what is totalitarianism. Somewhere more detailed analysis. Somebody was giving a talk. So that person was telling that we have to take two things as basic things. One is suffering, the other is malevolence. You understand? It's a completely wrong assumption. If you start this with this, then there is no way you will come out. This is what people get trapped. So this is a wrong teaching. So why should you accept this kind of a theory? I don't understand. Why should you consider the other fellow to be malevolent all the time? You should be actually thinking the other fellow to be benevolent to you. See, this benevolence, if you just keep on contemplating on your mind, that will help you. If you keep on thinking that the other fellow is malevolent, where will you go? Anyway, so these are certain other things, other streams of thought. So here, see, kadachit, then he says, kadachit, this buddhya, Acharya here says, see, Shuddha dharma sanchita nimittataha kenachit paramakárudikena darshita yoga margaha ahimsa satya brahmacharya sarvatyaga shamadamati sampannaha samahitatmasan jushtam sevitam anekaihi yoga margaihi karmabhischa yada yasmin kale pashyati dhyayamanaha anyam. Okay, the moment this idea, so this you can go and read. This is a very beautiful passage. There are so many English translations. You can go and read. But the point I wanted to convey was essentially what is stated here. Buddhyantaryavadaikshat. That buddhi doesn't just get dawned. So there should be a teacher who is able to present these thoughts to you. And then you have to do this exercise of trying to contemplate on that and try to see the truth behind that. So then this is what will happen. So that is what he is saying. So karmabhischa yada yasmin kale pashyati dhyayamanaha anyam vrikshopati lakshanad vilakshanam. So initially you were thinking that you were so and so. Now with this idea, so you are completely a different person, transformed person. Once you do this, then what happens? So here he says, netaraha avidya janita upadhi parichinnaha. You understand yourself to be always a suffering person and suffering because of the malevolence of the other fellow. In fact, this is never ever encouraged. Please understand this. At no point of time Rama will say Kaikeyi is the cause of my suffering. Okay? So if you attribute to the malevolence of that lady or some other lady, then you will develop hatred. So this is a wrong thing. Anyway, so this is what he is saying. Upadhi parichinnaha mayat. See, mayat meti mahimanam vibhutincha jagadrupam asyaiva mama parameshwarasya iti yadaivan drashta tada vitashoko bhavati sarvasmat chokasagarat vipramuchyate kritakrityo bhavati ityarthaha. Beautiful commentary. It's a powerful passage. So that is what is being nicely summarized here. Tavad viprastamekam. Then kathamapi bahudha varnayanti svavakbhihi. Let us read this verse one. Ekastatrasya sangaha tadanu tatapalo jnanasindhum pravishtaha vismrityatmaswarupam savividha jagadakaramaabhasamaikshat buddhyantaryavadaikshat visajati tamaja sopi tamevamekaha tavad viprastamekam kathamapi bahudha kalpayanti svavakbhihi. Om सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम